What is the inner critic and how to handle it? With a number of things that are going on while healing from narcissistic abuse, the one thing which will put a stop in your tracks is your inner critic. If you have grown up with a narcissist in your house, then this part of you will be the strongest in your head. There is a part of you that comes up to support you depending upon the situation you are facing. After narcissistic abuse, this aspect of yourself can cause significant damage to your self-image and your self-esteem. The main reason why your inner child needs healing is because it has to live with this bully and share space with this bully every single moment. This harsh inner critic causes you to believe less about yourself and your own worth. In my case, my inner critic had taken on the voice of my narcissistic mother and caused me a lot of damage. My inner critic was my bully, a cruel mother, and my abusive friend who lived inside my head. Once someone starts living in your head, it calls for quick action. Whenever you catch yourself treating yourself like garbage, these moments are golden moments. This is the exact moment when you put a pause in your steps. Let the inner critic have a go at you and listen to all that the inner critic has to say to you. Your job is to simply observe with no reaction. The inner critic will throw a full tantrum before it shuts down. Every single time you observe your inner critic having a go at you without reacting to this part of you, you are drawing a boundary. This observation without reaction is powerful. Do this and keep doing this, and by doing this you are drawing and strengthening your internal boundaries with your own inner critic. When we put that kind of attention, focus and indifference, the inner critic in your head starts to observe itself. This misbehavior, this dysfunction is a learned behavior. Your inner critic is only playing out what the narcissist said while abusing you. It has learned to speak like a narcissist and play those old records on and on. Well, obviously, it is not a demonic entity that lives inside your head. It is a dysfunction due to exposure to abuse. Drawing internal boundaries is just as important as drawing external boundaries. Your inner critic is supposed to be waking you up on time, every morning. Your inner critic gives you cues in social interactions as to when to talk and when to keep quiet. It gives you enough warning and helps you finish that assignment or job within the deadline. It has an important role to play, but it has been in an environment where it has learned abuse as its role. If the inner critic is a healthy one, it will know its boundaries. It will be firm but respectful with you. After you practice mindfulness with your inner critic, the next step is for you to train your inner critic. This initial rewiring of my inner critic was done with the help of my psychologist. He used what you call chair-to-chair therapy. In therapy sessions, the therapist worked with both my inner child and my inner critic simultaneously. He would allow the inner critic to play out in full force. It was clear from what it had to say that my self-talk and self-love was completely ruined by my inner critic. When your awareness about your inner critic grows, you will see a noticeable shift in your self-image. You will feel a relief you have not felt in a while. It is almost as if this invisible weight has been lifted off your shoulders. These sessions with my therapist helped me realize my day-to-day life and my to-do lists were so hard to complete and get through because of this little bugger in my head. It is like living with a troll in your head, who is constantly attacking you and sucking the life out of you. When your inner child has to constantly take these jabs and punches from your inner critic, you cannot feel joy, fulfillment, or well-being. The third step is more like an everyday exercise. You keep talking to your inner critic, stay in constant communication with it. This is where you communicate in a respectful manner what the role it has to play, to the inner critic. When you do this, you have the opportunity to protect your inner child from this bully. This requires patience, knowledge on how to do it, and a lot of time for the rewiring to happen. It required me to have a lot of patience, compassion, and empathy for myself while doing this. Once the shift starts taking place, you'll notice a lot of other healthy parts of you coming up for you. This is your internal family system coming up for you. There is one very interesting part of you which will come up for you, known as the healthy adult. This healthy adult helps you by putting your inner critic in its place. There's a book which speaks about different parts of you called No Bad Parts, by Richard Schwartz. I have been meaning to grab this book for a while, and I thought I will just make a mention of it over here. Especially since this entire talk is about how different parts within us play a role in our healthy functioning. With the help of my therapist, I learned how to deal with my inner child and my inner critic. I hope this video has helped you understand how working with this one aspect can bring about well-being and you can start to flourish. Please remember that you might have gotten so used to your inner critic that you may not even realize that a harsh, cruel voice is driving your life every day, going completely unnoticed. Thank you for listening.